The actions to protect the tigers have gradually changed since the first alarms were raised approximately 2 centuries ago. Since then, the defenders of the tigers have seen how the problems that threaten this feline have diversified, and the battlefronts of this war have multiplied. Promoted by the Indian Wildlife Protection Society, this demonstration seeks to make the public aware of the terrible problem of the international trade in ivory and tiger bones. The main threats are no longer hunting for pleasure or the fur market. The demand of traditional Chinese medicine is decimating the populations in Russia and India, now that the number of Chinese tigers has fallen so much that they are considered an irrecoverable subspecies. Countries like China, North Korea, or Japan permit, to a greater or lesser extent, the trafficking in parts of the tiger, and new threats appear every time a battle is won in this endless war, a war that began over 100 years ago. Jai Singhji, the last Maharaja of Alwar, built this palace in 1902 in the forests of Sariska, his favorite hunting ground. Today, Sariska is a national park that protects the last tigers in Rajasthan, and the palace is a hotel that houses the visitors. The war of the tiger is changing with the years. The battlefronts have moved and former enemies are now allies. Sariska is an example of these changes. Here, the Maharajas of Alwar held great tiger hunts. Of those times, all that now remains are the moth-eaten trophies that decorate the rooms of the palace. Everything else, including the huge tiger populations, have disappeared in time. Then, India was a country of endless jungles in which tigers were free to roam. Initially, the hunting for pleasure did not represent an unsustainable pressure until the jungles began to disappear and the tigers were gradually left without territories.
However, now a new phenomenon has begun. The tiger is killed not for its skin but for its bones, because of the belief in the Chinese system of medicine that tiger bones have some kind of an aphrodisiacal quality. This is an old belief, because the tiger is a very virile and a very strong animal. So tiger bones are supposed to make you very strong and virile. Now today what is happening is, tigers are still being poached. The skins are allowed to rot. There is a big trade in tiger bones and tiger parts. Now this is a very disturbing thing, because first of all, as I said earlier, the first threat to the tiger was the egos of the British and the Maharajas, who thought that it was a big deal to kill as many tigers as possible. The second threat to the tiger became the vanity of women, because they wanted to wear tiger skins. And the third threat now seems to come from the insecurity of men, because they seem to feel that they need aphrodisiacs and they need tiger bones to help them perform better. So it is unfortunate that the tiger gets clobbered, whatever happens.
The words of Dr. Karan Singh, the creator of the most successful project for the conservation of tigers of all those carried out around the world, sum up a century of growing threats for the tigers. Hunting for the skins has given way to hunting to obtain the internal organs of the tiger with supposed medicinal properties. What began as a sporting challenge is now an unstoppable trade, an international trade that is killing off the last tigers on the planet.
The main use for tiger parts are they're killed in India, and then the bones are smuggled across the border, either from India into Nepal and then into China, or directly from India into China. And usually they go as whole bones. And in China they're processed. They grind up the bones and make them into different medicines. There's also a tiger wine, which it's preferred if there's a chunk of bone in the wine bottle, and then you can keep topping it up for years. And there are tiger plasters and tiger pills, and the tiger penis is very popular. There's a sort of like a soup that's made and things like that. Now these are all traditional Chinese so-called remedies. There is no scientific proof that they help in any way. It's just as well to take an aspirin or something. But they're used by the Chinese community mainly, a lot of Japanese as well, for lots and lots of ailments. Rheumatism is a major one, a general tonic. Some parts are used as an aphrodisiac, and there are many, many different things that it's used for. And there is, I think it's something, I mean, horrifying, like 1 billion potential users of tiger bone medicine.
This was the distribution of tigers barely 2 centuries ago. Take a good look. It was like this for thousands of years. From Asia Minor to Southeast Asia, 8 subspecies of tigers shared the world with us. Today, only 5 remain. In the course of 2 centuries, man has decimated the tiger populations. The species of Bali, Java, and the Caspian have disappeared forever. Of the 5 remaining subspecies, one, the Chinese, is irremediably condemned to extinction. And today, without local tigers, traditional Chinese medicine looks to the tigers of India and above all those of neighboring Russia, where there is little control, for supplies that could, in just a few years, wipe out the Amur tiger or the Siberian tiger.